Welcome to Messin with Mormons. Oh, that's a new way to talk. We've all been out of town and gone for a couple weeks, so I feel like I'm a little out of practice. But anyway, this is episode 224. I'm CD, and I'm always joined by my boy Wade. How's it going?
Good, man.
And Ches?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Fucking fantastic, except I think I should have gone poop before we recorded.
Now that we've started.
You don't have any toilet paper in your guest bathroom there, bud.
It's just in the, where you keep the toilet paper. You just have to go open the door and put the new roll on.
Yeah.
As long as the toilet paper is side up, not down.
What a great way to start this episode. Hey, by the way, we are joined by a very special guest, returning guest, DJ Bolerjack. What's up, brother?
Guys, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's been way too long. I'm excited to be here.
123, so it's definitely been over a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. That it kind of seems like it's been a while, and I like when I think about that, I know that amount of time has been a long time, but it doesn't seem like it's been that long,
It doesn't.
I thought for whatever reason we might have scared you off in that last episode. I was pretty crunk.
You were hilarious.
Hopefully. I try to be funny, but sometimes people don't really get my humor.
Didn't scare me away.
Just living inside.
It didn't, or else I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Living inside my head it's a strange thing sometimes. So like I mentioned, we've all been out of town. So the last few episodes that you've listened to have been pre-recorded. So I don't think we really got, you don't want to talk about, you want to talk about stuff that's current. But anyway.
Yeah.
Being in the mountains, like, what does your typical summer look like? Like you said, after the episode today, you're going to go hang out with the fam, hang out at the pool, but
yeah,
are you camping? Are you vacationing? Are you getting the RV?
I wish I had an RV. With gas prices the way they are, though, glad I don't. You know what? Honestly, the family, I spend a lot of time with friends and family. We do, camping, hiking, pool time. Pool time's big. We all go to the pool probably every Sunday, have a drink, have some lunch, lay out, get some sun, get burned in my case, and just hang out. It's been really nice. But I mean, honestly, I work nonstop. So I worked all day yesterday. So really my only day off is Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, but summertime, we love it.
Yeah. Since the last time you've been on, do you want to talk about what is your new? You're working for
what's new with me?
Yeah, like a media company.
Yeah, no, so I work for Broadway Media. I'm an account exec for them. So we own and operate 6 radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN 700, all those stations, U92, X96, and then do digital advertising for clients. And so I love it. It's been a great job. And obviously it's last time I think I talked to you guys, I was with Store as their director of marketing, and a lot's changed since then. So I'm really happy though. I'm really happy with what I'm doing, and bought a home, and just a lot of changes, but things are good.
That's cool.
Things are good.
Where'd you buy? Where you at?
Taylorsville.
Okay.
Yeah. I bought it right before shit hit the fan with the housing market, and honestly, damn, my mortgage is killer, and I'm just happy to have a place now before everything kind of really hit hard.
You've probably already made a bunch of money in the equity of your.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so nice to know you're not throwing your money into a black hole.
Oh, it's so nice.
I mean? Like you're renting from a place, which is, you're living there like an apartment or something, and it serves its purpose. But you get to that age or that point where you're like, I can't give this guy $2,000 a month for 750 square feet.
No, And I've been renting since I got into the professional world. Mm-hmm. From Topeka, Kansas to here, and so I've been renting nonstop. And so this is my first legitimate investment in real estate. So I'm pretty excited. It
feels good.
It's a good starter place.
Yeah.
It's 2 bed, 1 bath, chill. Like really, they redid the place before I moved in, so it's really nice. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'm so stoked. I'm just kind of making it my own right now.
And then if you want to invest money in your house, it becomes your money later.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
A big step, though. Were you nervous?
Yeah.
Signing the stack of papers.
You know what? And the thing is, too, is I wasn't as scared as I thought I was going to be, because I knew that it's like, okay, this money is not going to just disappear.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally just putting my money in essentially like a bucket, and they're just putting it in a storage room, and I can grab. Ideally,
in theory.
Kind of in theory, but it's not. I don't feel like I'm throwing it in a bucket and burning it, because that's what renting was for me. I just, I give them my money and it just disappears. It doesn't do any work for me.
Yeah,
and so I'm just excited to have my own place and
heck yeah,
off to a new fresh start, fellas. It's been a weird year, but I'm feeling good right now, so can't complain.
I've been putting a lot of thought into buying a house recently, just because, like you were saying, I'm renting my apartment complex. I'm walking my dog. He poops on the lawn, and go to the receptacle area, and there's no poop bags. And that's when I turn into Karen.
Oh, so not necessarily just when you shop at Reams or Dan's or whatever.
Or anywhere.
Yeah. Dude, I had to apologize several times to our friends Sam and Ches. We all were camping together this last week. We went shopping at Costco, and Costco in general gives me such anxiety. I don't know if it's like
I can't do it.
Things stacked to the ceiling, or too many people, or all the idiots walking around wearing masks hanging around their chin.
Like you can only buy a pallet of ramen. That's like the smallest size you can buy at Costco. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, I almost tore Ches a new asshole for buying a gallon-sized fucking thing of olive oil. I'm like, why are you buying so much fucking olive oil?
I called you on the phone
because
at that
it was $8.99.
I will say, I go through olive oil so fast. So I'm like, that's
for
not
a
a bad
gallon
idea.
of olive oil. That's a pretty good deal.
It is. I spend probably $8.99 for an itty bitty little.
Oh yeah.
A few ounces
like
of it.
12 ounce,
So.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a pretty good deal. I probably would have done that too.
I would have bought it too, and then you just put it in different bottles.
Yeah.
There's certain things that Costco serves its purpose for, right? Like toilet paper. Get your toilet paper from Costco. You can buy as much of that as you need. You're always going to use it.
Except they don't have Cottonelle.
Well, yeah. You can always buy Kirkland one ply.
I instantly judge people. Sorry, Ches. When I think you have do you have the Kirkland brand toilet paper? Okay, good. You've upgraded.
No, I've always used Charmin.
Okay, good.
Good choice.
Which color? I own
usually the blue.
Weak. Purple's away. I
only poop in two places, and I'm sure I've brought this up on the podcast before, but
my bathroom and my living room.
my house or a casino. I almost look forward to taking a poop inside of a casino.
Why?
Because it doesn't matter.
Doesn't flush it.
No, they're always clean. You can walk into a casino bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's going to be someone in there cleaning the toilets, changing the towel dispenser or whatever. But when I go to friends' houses, I'm not going to poop at your house because I only poop in two places. But if I see that fucking Kirkland one-ply toilet paper, I'm instantly judging you. Like you've gone down a notch. You're off my top 8. My space reference. Sorry.
And is it just me, or are you guys like?
You have the Kirkland,
no, thank God, no. As I've gotten older, though, like I've noticed that, like my friends who are my age, like as you get older, you use more toilet paper so much faster.
Oh yeah.
Is it just me? But I'll buy a 12-pack, and it's gone. I swear to you, in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I'm like, what the difference is? The hell happened? I mean, I don't think I'm doing anything differently. But holy shit. Yeah. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
No, I wonder if like the toilet paper companies have figured out how to make it like a little bit thicker so it looks like the same roll, but then there's less of it.
Like how the chip companies are making the bags smaller.
Yeah. Have you seen those videos
exact price
of like a Snickers bar from like 1980 compared to now, and it's like 10% smaller?
It's ridiculous.
You just never notice. It's like small change over a long time.
Have you also seen those videos of like the Starbucks cups or the McDonald's fry things, and they're all basically like a McDonald's small fry is basically the same amount of fries you get in the medium. It's just that tricky packaging.
Yeah,
it's like a thinner box.
Yeah, like thinner.
It's weird. It's such BS.
And with COVID, all these places shut down, and so they've taken the salt and pepper dispensers, and you can't get the ketchup packets or the squirt thing or whatever. And now that all that's starting to come back, you have to ask for those sauce packets, but they'll give you a fucking stack of napkins, like enough napkins to last a whole year. God, that drives me nuts. You know what? Here I'm fucking. My inner Karen is coming out.
You know what's interesting mentioning McDonald's is that I was watching a YouTube video of this guy lives in Russia. You know McDonald's, they pulled out. They're like, we're not going to have McDonald's in Russia anymore. So a local Russian company bought all of the McDonald's and then just opened them up again. They remodeled them and they just make the exact same food using the exact same suppliers that McDonald's uses. And they just call it like everything that was like big is now called grand. You know, like they just changed a few things around. This dude's like, yeah, I got a quarter pounder, but it's called like the grand pounder or something. You know, like that sounds horrible. I'm sure that's not actually the name. But they literally reopened McDonald's with a different name using all of their same stuff. And what they did with all the sauces that had the McDonald's logo on it, they just like blacked it out with a marker.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they literally did just open their own version of Russian McDonald's.
Wow.
Makes you, at least we're not the only country with fat, lazy slobs that like to eat shitty food.
I'm pretty sure we are. But that's a different
I'm totally guilty, man. I'll fuck with the Big Mac every once in a while. I ordered myself a 10-piece the other day.
Ooh.
I ate 3 meals of Little Caesars yesterday. I can't complain.
Oh, that's
Really?
interesting.
I haven't had Little Caesars in forever.
You haven't?
No.
It's like I always refer to it as the
It sucks
McDonald's
now.
of pizza.
Does it really?
Oh fuck yeah, it's horrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
what
but
it
this is
used to
coming
be.
from a guy that like won't eat at a like world class restaurant just because he doesn't like it.
Well, the thing is I ate it all the time. I used to eat it, I mean, honestly, religiously, like at least every weekend. And now I just haven't had it in a while. I don't know. I just kind of took a little hiatus.
like-
But now they have like a thin
fast
crust
food.
now.
Yeah, it's fast food pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
See, it used to be quality. I thought it was so good back
It's
then.
still
used to
good.
be, but-
It's still good.
It's still good.
I don't.
It's good when you're drunk as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's good if you just want the McDonald's of pizza.
So it's like Taco Bell. It's like you have to be drunk in order to. Well, I don't know, man.
Dude,
Sometimes a chalupa is pretty solid, whether you're drinking or not.
I think that's
or
a
the
fair
Crunchwrap
statement.
Supreme.
Yep.
I
brought
call
back the
them
Mexican
chapulas just to
pizza.
piss off people.
Chapula.
Chapula, yeah.
But no,
can I
Little
get a
Caesars.
grunch chapula? No, what the fuck?
Dude, so I had the stuffed mozzarella, the crazy bread from Little Caesars yesterday. Blew my mind. I didn't think it made crazy bread any better, but now it's even more crazy.
I think crazy bread's not that great. It's not. It needs. You know. It seems like back in the day, it had all that fucking buttery,
You guys are making me
disgusting
hungry.
goodness. Oh no.
I know, right?
Garlic
they
butter
dialed it.
sauce.
There's a Little Caesars by Wade's house that has a drive-through. That's crazy. Like you
It
can.
used to be a Taco Bell.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Drive-through pizza.
Come on.
Yeah, and it's like a catch-22. Like it depends. It's like kind of just throw it up in the air when you go through the drive-through because sometimes it's hot and ready, and sometimes it's hot and ready 15 minutes later in the drive-through window. So you never know. Like if you're gonna go there and get your pizza real fast, or you're gonna have to sit there listening to Beyonce on the radio for 15 minutes or
Oh,
something.
how dare you! Dude, I got one at the Murray location not too long ago. I was just like super in a rush, needed to get home soon, starving. And I got home and my pizza was brown. I was so fucking pissed off because I don't live in Murray. I'm not going to drive all the way back. What? Fuck you.
I was gonna say you always got to bring race into everything, man.
What? The brown pizza? Shit, come on, man.
Did you call him bitch?
The pizza?
Yeah.
I called myself a bitch for eating fucking Little Caesars. Shit.
No amount of Zap Pack's going to save that one.
No. And it was no leftovers. Just throw it out and fucking try again. Ramen. TV dinner. So, yeah, don't go to the Murray Little Caesars. Anyway, here we are fucking talking about fast food. Shit.
I know. Now I want to ask you because you said you go through a lot of olive oil. Like, what have you been cooking lately? at home?
Dude, I cook at home a lot. I actually just bought a smoker.
Okay.
What kind?
It's a Pit Boss.
Okay.
Yeah, Pit Boss. I mean, Traeger's awesome. I just, it was just cheaper for me. I wanted to kind of get like an entry level something, so I got this killer deal. And oh my gosh, you guys,
It changes the game.
It's a game changer. I smoke meat every single weekend. Doesn't even matter if I'm going to eat it. At this point, it doesn't because I just have fun doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, for instance, I threw I think it was like a 13-pound brisket in on a random
You had to
Saturday.
take out a second mortgage to buy that?
Actually, no, Smith's. Okay, listen, Smith's.
Just the price of
Guys,
Yeah.
every month or so, I'll find these giant 12, 13, 14, 15-pound briskets for half off. They're like $60 to $70, $80. I get it for $40, $30. So I have this giant, I think it's like maybe a 10, 12, 11-pound brisket right now in my fridge. I'm just waiting for the day to throw that puppy on. I got it for $30. And those are expensive. Like those are usually between $70 and $90 each. So I've been buying ribs and wings, and just honestly every weekend I just pour myself a glass of whiskey or grab a beer, just throw some tunes on, and put a chunk of meat on the smoker, and it's awesome.
It's
I love it.
A smoker is the chillest way to cook.
It's awesome
because you can always, like, somebody calls you and they're like, "Hey man, let's go hang out." You're like, "Nah, I'm doing a brisket today," and it's just like man code to understand. Like, you just want to hang out at home. You got to keep an eye on it.
It's like, no, you come over here. I got a brisket on.
Yeah,
and if you do want to leave, you can, because I bought one of those like meter maids. You stick it in the meat, but you can read it on your phone.
So it's all Bluetooth.
So it's all Bluetooth.
Or all wireless.
And so you can like kind of see. I mean, if you go too far, obviously it won't work. But like I could sit in my house and just look at my phone, and it's like, it's
I wonder if my brisket is broken the stall yet.
It's awesome. Well, I freaking love it, man. I don't know. So
my smoker's about to give birth to a beautiful brisket baby.
But I've talked about it before too. Once you get into cooking like that and smoking things, it kind of ruins restaurants for you a little bit. Like I can't go to a Longhorn Steakhouse anymore because I'm like, I can, but I'm just gonna be like, dude, if I just spent a little time at home, I can make this so much better.
Much rather do it myself.
Yeah.
So I've been using, using the olive oil for a lot of cooking. I've been doing a lot of cooking at home, and it's been awesome. So
what's been your lately go-to cooking stuff, CD?
Well, part of like summertime for me, I obviously like to go camping. I like to go to the pool. I like to do this, but I also like to go to the farmer's market. And Ches and I were actually there today, and I'll sometimes go and I just get stoned and try to figure out, like, oh, cool, they've got these rainbow radishes.
Yeah.
I never eat radishes, but fuck, I'm going to buy these rainbow radishes just because they're
sounds like a taco night to me.
But yeah, Ches, we had pizza breakfast today at the farmer's market, and he talked about smoking a pizza. I was like, that's a good idea right there.
Oh,
but
nothing better.
Papa Murphy's. You can even just get a Papa Murphy's pizza and throw it on your smoker. So good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I'm going to do that today.
It's so good.
I'm dead serious. I'm going to freaking do it. You guys, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Are they open on Sunday?
I don't know.
We're on Utah.
Ches forgot his laptop.
I need to check.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Because it's just like, then you cook it at home, but you throw it on a smoker and it changes it. You just have to be careful about burning the crust on the bottom.
But I've got the egg, so I can get that thing up to 800-900 degrees.
Ooh. Did you hear how he said that? Was it just me?
Yeah, some douche chills came off of your microphone, bro.
Well, I've got the egg, just in case you guys wanted to know.
Oh. Well, no, that's the thing. I mean, I can get
They're
that.
awesome, though.
They are very good.
What kind of wood chips do you use?
Depends on what I'm cooking.
Have you seen the Jack Daniels charcoal wood chips, or it's like
Jack Daniels is making wood chips?
Yeah, I bought some pellets. Jack Daniels pellets. It's like they go through a filtration system where like the pellets, like the smoke from the charcoal when they're doing like the whiskey or I don't know, it's weird. But anyway,
I just buy the cheap ass pellets and pour some Jack Daniels on the fucking direct application.
I've been like spraying whiskey and apple juice on all the
to create that bark.
It kind of keeps the bark, and then it like kind of keeps some moisture in it. You guys.
Yeah, I've got my go-to charcoal that I use as my base, and then I'll put it in wood chunks depending on what I'm smoking.
What do you usually what's your go-to? Like do you do pork butt or ribs?
If I do pork butt, I'll usually do apple.
Ooh. How long does it take to cook that in the egg?
The last one I did was 9 hours.
Jeez.
Wow. So you slow simmer.
Yeah,
it's like a slow burn.
I try to keep maybe 225, maybe 275, somewhere in that range.
He doesn't go full Nazi.
And I've got it down to now where I just know how to set everything. I can close the egg and
let it roll.
It'll stay right where I want it for.
That's going to be what I have to challenge Ches to.
So
then.
Nice.
Is I have to do like some kind of smoked meat competition now because
I was gonna say,
he's just being so cocky about it.
Can I please be a judge?
Dude, that's
awesome.
Try
it anyway.
So they used to sell those where I used to work, and I've always wanted to buy just like something small just to try it out because I've always, I don't know, like the next step is open flame cooking because like smoking is one thing because it just sits and kind of does everything for you.
Yeah.
Open flame with an egg or like a Joe's what is it?
Come on.
Komodo Joe or something like that. Those are like you got to feed that thing. You have to you're in charge of feeding that fire.
Not really.
Right? No? Oh, really?
No, so you fill it up with charcoal, light your charcoal.
And it's all controlling airflow, right?
Yeah, then it's just a matter of controlling your airflow.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
What kind of fucking wizardry do you have to do that?
You've got
there's vents.
yeah, you've got an air vent down at the bottom and an air vent at the top, and you
Okay.
just, depending on how
hot do you open it more for more hot?
Yeah,
Or-
the
and then
more open
close
you give
for-
it,
okay.
the more air you give it, the hotter it's going to be.
DJ,
And I
do you listen to podcasts at all?
I do. Yeah, obviously I listen to you guys. I
you-
listen to Two Bears One Cave. I listen to like random like bourbon podcasts. I don't know, I'm kind of all over the place.
Do you listen to Rogan?
A little bit. Yeah,
He's talked
yeah.
about this open flame type cooking, and I don't know, I can't think of the name of it. Our fact checker forgot his fucking laptop today, but it's like some Brazilian tonkatsu. I know it's the wrong
It's
word.
a
but-
really like it's like the top of the line. If you can, I don't know. I watched it's like a documentary on Netflix. Some guy that's all he does is just cook all of his tomahawks. He owns like tons of restaurants around the world, and like if you can perfect the flame,
Is it Phil
cooking.
Franken Lee?
I think it is.
He's got a bunch
That
of.
sounds so familiar.
He's got a
with that
couple
name.
restaurants in California, and then he's opening up some new ones in Austin, Texas.
What's his name?
Philip Franklin Lee, I believe. And Franklin is not like Ben Franklin, but Frankland.
Frankland. Yeah.
He's like definitely one of my favorite chefs. But yeah, sometimes he'll just put a tomahawk on a hot rock. So you go into this like super nice, fancy schwanky restaurant, and there's just this big, giant pit, and everything is cooked on open flame, even like appetizers and desserts. So if you want,
my gosh, it's food, dude.
dude, it's fucking ridiculous. If you want something that's cooked on a lower temperature, then you just put it up on this rock because it's not as hot. And I'm sure it's not rocks. There's probably some fancier name or style to describe it, but
Stoned.
So yeah, I've done a flank steak where I've cooked it just directly right onto the coals.
yeah.
See, okay, so how did that turn out? Because that for me that kind of is weird because when you have the flavor of the charcoal on, and I guess maybe is that something you want?
Get a little bit, not much.
Kind of dust it off, I guess, if you really need to.
yeah, you just get that charcoal nice and hot, and you just throw it down on there for a minute, and then
Yeah.
flip it over, and it's kind of like a reverse sear. Or,
I definitely witnessed a couple hot dogs hit the dirt on our camping trip this last week. And yeah, just adds a little character, nothing wrong with getting a little charcoal or a little burnt on it.
There's totally a difference between like cooking over an open flame when you're home and then camping.
Yeah.
Like you go to, like you're just so hungry. For some reason, everything tastes better when you're camping.
I mean, it's
But
like
if
a
you
primal
take
instinct.
it back home, like if you cook something like a tinfoil dinner or a hobo dinner on the campfire, and then you're like, oh, I'll take the leftovers home. It's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just never great when you bring it back from camping, but it's so good when you're up there. I think we had some. Did you eat the rest of those skewers that we cooked?
I did not.
They
I
would
wanted
have been
to.
shit.
They probably will.
'Cause,
and
like,
I'm probably just throw them away.
The smoke flavor and like I don't know, it's just something about being camping that makes food more delicious. If you can recreate that in a restaurant,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
you gotta respect somebody who can cook like that.
Do you guys use iron skillets?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's the best way to go.
Yeah,
I love the smoker, but like for camping, if you have an iron skillet, you can throw anything on there, cook anything, and it's just
just right
so
on the
nice.
fire.
Yeah.
So,
Just throw it literally right on the flame.
I had a problem with I have a big cast iron pan that I use, a skillet, I guess, and it really, I wanted to get like that really, because it gets scorching hot,
Yeah.
and it will get that nice like sear on whatever you're cooking. And I wanted to make some charred pineapple,
Ooh.
and I feel like
Okay.
that pineapple absorbed that cast iron to the point where it kind of ruined it. And I honestly thought, like, did I over clean my pan?
it needs to be reseasoned. It
Yeah.
sounds like
So honestly, what I don't even clean mine. I'll cook bacon, burgers, steaks. I'll just cook the hell out of stuff on that thing, and I won't even.
You're not afraid of getting AIDS?
That's. I never thought
I'm
about
just
that. Thank you so much.
cast
I'm
iron pans
afraid.
have AIDS now.
I'm just
Shit,
joking, but
this
I
is
always
why
get
we
worried about, like,
Salmonella and all those like.
when I worked with, when I was employed, I'm self-employed now, but when I was working for my old employer, he would take his to-go lunch or whatever, his box, and then he'd keep it in the van all day long in this hot summer while we were working, and then he's like, oh, I'm just going to take this home to eat later. I'm like,
leaving it in the car for like 8
I
hours.
feel like,
Ew, yeah.
ooh, what kind of disease is growing on that fucking food?
I mean, the thing
or
is,
your skillet, or
like if you're cooking, like if I throw like a chicken breast on there or something, and I'm just sizzling it. I mean, that heat is going to kill all the
Kill it, yeah.
bacteria on there.
that makes sense.
So what I do is just get a scraper and I just scrape off whatever chunks of
Goodness.
Clean it, but you don't clean it.
Yeah, you clean it, but I don't like water,
soap on
soap,
it.
scrub. I scrape it until it's just looking clean and normal, and I just put it away.
Yeah.
And honestly, it just keeps it seasoned. It keeps that flavor, and it is kind of tough though. I've done that. Like I'll cook a steak, and then a couple days later, I'll throw some eggs on there, and it absorbs all the black flavor, which is good. But at the same time, it makes the eggs black as opposed to like a nice yellow, white.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. I don't know.
Well,
But
if you think about it too, I've thought like you, CD, where I'm like, oh man, I have to clean this really well. But when you're up camping too, like you don't really give a shit. You just scrape things off and we're fine.
Dude, we camped for a
Scrape
week
it off,
and I didn't
put a little olive oil on it, season it back up, and
exactly.
The heat's gonna kill everything. But
Yeah.
I think when it's easy to think about that when you're just cooking in your own house because you feel like things need to be clean. But there is when I was growing up, my dad had this one cast iron skillet that he used all the time for anything. He'd make like, which you're not supposed to do in a cast iron skillet, is make a tomato sauce because the tomatoes are super acidic.
Ooh.
So
you
noted.
get away with it more with the cast iron.
you can.
What you don't want to do is copper with tomato sauce.
Oh yeah, of course. But
That'll kill you.
But sometimes you can ruin the seasoning on your cast iron pan, and then it will absorb something that you've cooked. And then later on, when you cook everything, I just thought it ended up tasting like I didn't like cast iron pans forever because I thought that I can tell this was cooked in cast iron because it tastes this way. That was just because the seasoning was bad. So if you feel like
it's like tasting your girlfriend's ex-boyfriend's penis when you go down on her.
Oh, you know what? I hate when the fuck does that happen?
Where did
That's
that?
because CD's a cuck.
Oh God.
That was.
What the effing fuck, CD?
Jesus.
Anyway,
Yeah, here I am trying to drop some knowledge about cast iron. You gotta
Why
bring
would you
penis
hold on?
into this.
Let me halt it real quick. Hold on. Did you just say effing fuck?
I did.
I actually was gonna bring it up, but I saw the way CD reacted. I was like, I'll let him have this.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, clip that.
I wish I could.
Hey, I got to ask though. You guys stoked for University of Utah football and Jazz basketball? I mean, it's been kind of a weird off season for both. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We can't have DJ Bolerjack on this podcast without talking about a little bit of sports, bro. Dude, when you're talking about it's Broadway. What is it?
Broadway Media.
Yeah.
And your involvement with the company now, and we got chatting a little bit about tailgating. I'm like, Ches, how many days till fucking kickoff?
Yeah.
It's like 71.
Shit.
It's like literally like 71, 70, something like that. But Florida.
Like, do you wake up every day and your watch just says 69 more days? And
No, you probably just keep track because you've always liked sports.
I love it. Yeah. I grew up in a family that was just obviously so absorbed in the sports world.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, like, I'm a massive Jazz fan.
Yeah.
And I love the Utes. BYU, hey, I live in the state. I'm going to cheer for I'm going to cheer for them.
I love BYU just to make fun of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's football in the state, like you said.
Yeah.
BYU's not my favorite team, but I'll still root for them.
Yeah, U of U, SUU, Dixie State. Like I lived in St. George for so many years, but like I don't know, I'm excited. I'm really excited for the seasons and especially Utah football. Now that I'm so involved in Broadway Media, we have like a tailgate there and stuff, and so I'm even more excited for football, just because of that very fact that I can be around clients and be around fans and have a reason to be there. Or else I'd really I wouldn't go to the tailgates because it's just like I don't know. I just don't really know anyone that's going there. You know what I mean?
We got to take you to the tailgate.
Let's do it.
Come on.
No, he's got to take us to the tailgate,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Okay.
Sounds like we'll take each other. To the
Okay.
tailgate.
Yeah. Let's all go together to a tailgate. Is what I'm getting.
Yeah, first home game is September 10th.
Yeah.
Wind it up. I can't wait. Yeah, dude, the Utes, they, as far as preseason rankings for football, they are pretty high, I think.
They're top 20. I thought they were a little higher, like closer to
thought they
maybe
were
10, but they're definitely somewhere in top 20.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like closer to 15, 12, something like that. But either way, you know what? If the people are looking at them as potential to make it to the playoff,
Hopefully they have that. Like,
that'd be awesome.
That Maverick Top Gun fucking, like, Top Gun had all this hype and everything. For 2 years we've been waiting for this fucking movie to come out, and then it came out and it was actually really fucking good. And that's
so
what I
good.
want the
It was
Utes.
so good.
Oh
That's
my
what I want the
gosh.
Utes to do. It's like, we have high expectations. You're ranked high. Let's fucking do it. There's nothing worse than waiting for a movie or a TV show to come out for like a year and a half. like Lost, the last season of Lost.
Yeah,
And
gets
then it
killed
just-
by the
Just bombs.
Dude, I just started watching that again.
I actually really like the last season of Lost, but I think you could say that you could use that analogy for the last episode of Sopranos. Like, you just fucking BYU me, fucking Tony Soprano, motherfucker. But yeah, dude, I'm super stoked. There's nothing more exciting than that first day of going to the tailgate and just seeing all the people that, like, hey, you're the beer bong guy. I'm like, yeah.
Like I was.
What's your name again? Like, we've been partying for the last 8 years, bro. It's Chris.
There is just a different atmosphere. Like the vibe at a tailgate is so. It's just awesome because you're all there for the same reason. You're just having a good time. You're ready for the game, hyping up the game, you know. And then once you get into the stadium and you start watching the football game, it makes it totally different.
Oh, it's so awesome.
I mean, you can watch it at home and barbecue and on TV all day long, but it's never going to compare to a tailgate.
There's nothing better than that first fucking hot dog heartburn of the season, bro.
Oh, I always bring a pocket full of Tums in my pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Just Tums, a big bottle of water, good to go.
Yeah.
Good to go.
We got to tell you guys, we're going to continue talking about some sports, but we want to tell you a real quick word from our sponsor. Salt Flats, what's up? They're supporting this podcast. They're supporting this community with delicious beer.
I need
Delicious.
another one, speaking of that.
Oh, hell yeah. What would you like, bro?
I don't know. You choose.
Well, don't say that because I'm going to pick one that you don't like.
Yeah, I know. You always do that.
Just kidding. That's the thing is the Salt Flats site, they have a variety of everything. Hold on here.
Is there another Berliner Weiss in there?
Yeah, whether you like a light beer, a dark beer, a hoppy beer, a Hefeweizen. I'm not a big Hefeweizen fan, but the Salt Flats Hefeweizen has just this really unique flavor.
Got hints of banana.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because you can actually, like, once you would have never thought that, but then when you hear like hints of banana, like, no shit, it really does have some hints of banana. But anyway, they're always experimenting with these new flavors and new tastes. And this Thursday, they have a Firkin Thursday where the brewers always experiment with a new kind of flavor of beer. And this Thursday, they are working on a tiramisu blonde.
Yeah, sounds good.
That, holy motherfucking shit. I'm not a big dessert guy, but you say tiramisu and my ears are perking, bro.
I kind of feel like they could do some with a creme brulee. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? That'd be good.
How do
thing to
you
mess around with?
what kind of mad scientist genius gets tiramisu flavor into a beer?
I wonder if they actually put tiramisu just like so in their blonde ale.
That's crazy.
Maybe we'll have to have Nate back on the show.
Yeah. So anyway, Salt Flats, if you're not a beer drinker, try one of their craft cocktails or try some of their award-winning spirits like the 622 vodka, GT gin, something for everybody, Bonneville bourbon. We hope you guys check them out, support them because they've supported this podcast, keeping this podcast swervy. In fact, DJ, you do a little bartending on the side.
I do. Yeah. Actually, we do a lot with Salt Flats.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do their beers
do
in our place.
Do you care to tell where you work or do you want to keep...
Yeah, Elixir Lounge. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a cool cocktail lounge over in Cottonwood Heights, and been there
Schwanky?
for it's very very bougie.
Is that where Elixir is in Cottonwood Heights?
Yeah, it's
I
a...
thought it was
Sandy
downtown for some
Sandy
reason.
Cottonwood Heights. Yeah.
Okay.
So you know where Big Cottonwood Canyon is?
Yeah.
So it's right off.
Like right by Old Mill Golf
yeah,
Course.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been to Hogs Wallow like a million times. I
It's
had no idea Elixir.
like-
was-
You're in the right neighborhood.
2 minutes away from
Okay.
there, if
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But it's fun. It's a cool crew and good cocktails, good beers. You know, we just opened up a new kitchen, so I mean there's killer food and it's a really fun vibe. So.
I imagine at a bougie schwanky place like that, you may or may not have some interesting bar stories. Is there you get any riffraff coming in through Elixir?
Oh yeah, there's always
It's a bar. There's always riffraff.
you know
Yeah, but it's like the drunk Karen instead of like the old fucking roughneck.
Yeah.
That's like had too many Bud
I'm
Lights.
depressed and I have money.
Yeah.
The thing is, you kind of see a little bit of everything. I mean, you from, people coming in there, and I mean, it just kind of depends, man. I mean, like we'll see random people that just been going through a tough time in life, and they come in, they have a drink, and they just start just pouring their hearts out to you. I mean, we are honestly, bartenders are therapists.
Yeah.
They are.
100%.
It is. I mean, and then there's some people that just they'll walk in and you can tell they're already drunk. You're like, sorry, bro, you got to get out. Like and that's with all bars. I mean, you're not, that's our job, is to essentially, watch people, make sure that they're enjoying themselves, but also not having too much fun to the point where it gets us in trouble. But you kind of see a little bit of everything, to be honest with you. And it's just all sorts of personalities, and some personalities do not mesh with alcohol. And you see that, not a lot, but there's that rare occasion about, once every month, we're like, oh, okay, you got to leave.
Yeah.
But you guys open 7 days a week too?
So we are, 7 days a week. I had to think about that for a sec. So the kitchen now, like, we actually open up earlier in the day because of the kitchen, which is really nice. We used to open up at 3 o'clock every day, and now we're open, well, not every day, but during the week we're open, I believe, at 11 o'clock now. So for food and stuff like that. So it's fun, man. Have you guys been? Have you guys come over? You guys should come over.
I haven't ever. I was just looking check it out. I'm looking at the website right now, and I'm like, how have I never? I've heard Elixir Lounge, and I just assumed it was downtown for some reason. But I'm looking at it, and I was like, how have I never known that this has been right here?
Well, I think we were all hanging out watching the Utah Bowl game, and our friend from Salt Flats, Nate, he's like, hey guys, we're gonna rally because we drink all the Salt Flats at the bar that we were at. They ran out. We drank it all. Yeah. That's how good this fucking beer is.
For him to have.
But anyway, he's like, hey guys, well, we're gonna head over to Elixir and go see DJ Bolerjack. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. No offense, DJ, but we're like 2 minutes left of this game.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna.
That's right.
Miss this fucking game. Come on now.
No, it's fun. It's and like I said, we know Nate really well. He comes in and he supplies us with our Salt Flats, and it's we have everything from we have our new chef Kyle. He smokes wings, so we have freshly smoked
Holy
wings
shit.
every
Can I just
day.
read something off the menu that's gonna make you hungry, even though we're already hungry? Salmon peppercorn bourbon reduction. That's a glaze basically. On salmon, dude, that sounds great.
It's so good. And then they do
hungry.
And also they do simple stuff. Like you can just get a big plate of tots or French fries, and it's just they
Wings
have Philly cheesesteak sandwich. They have French dip. They have the Cuban. They have burgers. They have this killer Western burger. It's just stacked with
onion rings, barbecue sauce,
everything. And there's 3 different types of meat on it: bacon, brisket, the burger itself, cheese, barbecue sauce, onion ring, and it's just oh my gosh, it is so good.
If you just heard that delicious thud to the listener, that was Chez's boner hitting the bottom of the table,
and my jaw hitting the top of the table at the same time.
But no, it's fun, man. Yeah, being a bartender is interesting. I mean, you get to see and get to know a lot of really fun, weird, unique, and really funny people. Yeah. So it's a fun place to work too.
Candied crisp pear salad.
It's I
was reading the menu and it didn't help my hunger.
Oh yeah. We've been talking about food a lot.
We have.
Yeah. I think we all understand that we all are probably gonna end up feasting after this.
Yeah. I often wonder if we should just change this podcast to Messin in the kitchen with CD and Wade and Chez.
Speaking of douche chills.
Yeah.
What I did want to talk about though is I want to talk about the Jazz because I mentioned this right after we got onto the break, but I love the Jazz. Obviously I grew up here in Salt Lake, Midvale, and the Jazz are just gonna always be my team, even if I fucking get so mad that they shit the bed at the end of the season. And we were talking a little bit about Mitchell. We still have him, but he's kind of making some demands and stuff like that. And I guess I can see that because for the entire time of me growing up here, it's like they always get so close. And I'm sure as an NBA professional player, you're like, I want that ring.
The Jazz is like the Matrix 4 of NBA teams.
And then we would talk that I was like, maybe it's the market in Utah. It's just not big enough, which I think a lot of people use that theory.
They use that. I think that can be seen as maybe true in some aspects, but I think a lot of it is I don't know. I think some it's kind of BS too sometimes though, because it doesn't matter how small your market is. If you have the players, you're going to win the games. Right. It doesn't matter if you're in Salt Lake City, Utah, or you're in Oklahoma City. They had the players. They are a tiny market. Oklahoma City's itty bitty. Sorry, they are.
Yeah.
And
Do you ever wonder, like, the people, like Golden State fans, people that live in California or LA, do you ever think like damn, that Donovan Mitchell is really, he's a good player. I wish we had him on our team.
Oh, there were
Because I think
rumors
about,
going around that he was going to leave.
Well,
Yeah,
I know,
for
but
a minute.
I feel like we haven't had like a really big superstar on our team since Stockton and Malone.
I think he's probably that player. You know, Rudy Gobert is hated way too much. He's
Why?
so
'Cause
That's
he's a
why
French
I like
fuck?
him so much.
he's so good. He's so good. Sorry, but like he's good.
He
Like,
gets to talk
at
shit.
if you look at what he's done in his statistics, he may not be an offensive, like a huge offensive threat, but defensively, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the people get mad at him like, oh, there's still 3 shots being made. That's not his fault.
No.
It's the shitty
other
guards
guard,
and
yeah.
our forwards that can't do shit defensively. And that's the problem. That's why the Jazz lose. It's not because of Rudy. It's not because he touched all the microphones when COVID was going around. It's not that
He got
bullshit.
a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
for
you know
that.
what?
That's
He
when we knew
probably-
COVID was serious.
you know,
was
he
when
sh-
he was going around touching the microphone.
He shouldn't have done that. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Everybody makes mistakes.
But everybody has those days. No, he gets too much flack for what he does. I think he's a great defensive player. He wants to be in Utah, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
It's just, but like if you watch that last season, the defense from the wings and the guards was an absolute.
Quit talking about
nightmare.
wings, goddammit.
I know, food, everything.
It is horrible.
I don't know, but again, you know, I love the Jazz. I'm like you. I love the Jazz. I always have, always will. Doesn't matter if they're winning or losing. But honestly, like it's one of those things. I just want to see us get to the second round.
Yeah.
I want to see us get to a Western Conference final. Everyone does. We want to see the John Stockton, Karl Malone days. You know,
Back again.
Byron Russell, man. I thought he was Byron or
Brian Russell.
Brian,
yeah.
sorry.
Jeff Hornacek and like, oh
yeah.
man, what a great crew. But I don't know. It's love Donovan, love the team. I love. So honestly, like I'm glad we brought Jordan Clarkson back.
Yeah.
I think he's going to stick around from what it seems like. They're doing a lot of, promotions with him on social media. So I think they're going to keep him from what it looks like. But I don't know, man. I think there's going to be a lot of changes coming up. I really do.
Yeah, and I think a big part of the Jazz too is like the top players need to stay healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the injuries killed us.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the last season. But
Yeah. I don't know. I'd love to be able to see, ideally, it'd be great if Donovan and Rudy, if there is any type of issue, I have no idea. But if there's any type of issue, like
They
there
having
has
like a
been,
Kobe Shaq beef.
yeah, just like sit down and talk about it, man.
Yeah.
Some of these players, I highly doubt that Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry and all those guys got along really well too.
Sure.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Like there's no way those guys all were besties. You know, it's like just sit down, crack a cold one, whatever.
Do some mushrooms. Just kidding.
Crack a salt flats.
Sit around a campfire, roast some marshmallows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just get on the same page and
Talk it out.
win a championship, man. You know, and use that effort you're putting in towards, being annoyed with each other into recruiting. You know, go and find some people that are going to make Rudy's lack of perimeter defense or the Wings' lack of perimeter defense.
I
Rudy
said, quit talking about food, man. Making my mouth water.
yeah,
Just
I know.
kidding.
But like, go out and find some guys that are going to fill those gaps, and let's freaking do it, man.
I think that's the way that you got to have that to have a good team, right?
Yeah.
You have to, because no one basketball player is going to be good at everything, or any
No.
sports player, but you got to complement each other,
Absolutely.
which I think is huge.
Yeah.
So we're getting into the time of year where I call it the boring time of when it's for sports. And basically, it's right now it's NASCAR and
Stanley Cup playoffs, dude.
baseball. Well, yeah, but that's going to be over tonight.
Yeah, probably. Is.
Yeah.
But like what else? You're obviously big jazz enthusiast. Your pop still calls games, right?
Yeah. Still doing it. He loves it. Loves it.
What gets you through the summer with sports and
Summer League and draft and like the trade stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually really excited. I was really disappointed we didn't do anything with the draft, the Jazz, just because. But we don't have any picks, so it's like, what can you do? And there's only so much that teams
trade up, trade down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think because weren't involved in the trade, I think we're probably going to end up using all of our effort. I would hope. My gosh, I mean, it's been dead silent. Nobody's heard a damn thing about rumors or anything. Usually by now you're kind of like, okay, this guy's gone and this guy's coming in. We got one or two guys coming. At least you hear something at this point.
Danny Ainge was always a sneaky basketball player. Maybe he's just being a sneaky general manager.
Maybe. And 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 I guess next week is what is it? The start of whatever.
Krampus, solstice.
No. I'm having a brain fart. But anyway, next week's a big week for free agency. Free agency starts. Yeah, sorry. So I don't know. I'm thinking we'll hear something next week. Hopefully, maybe even earlier. But right now it's just it's free agency, it's draft, it's NHL playoffs, and honestly, it's just pool time. Just trying to enjoy myself. If there's no sports, it's kind of boring. But it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go outside and get savagely tan and hang out with friends and family. It's all you.
Great time to watch golf,
dude. I've been golfing a lot more. I'm not a huge golfer.
Yeah,
I never really have been, but lately with this new gig, I've been going a lot more, and I'm loving it. I don't know.
I think that's when I had like a really self-aware moment when I realized that I was sitting in my living room watching golf on TV and like enjoying it. Like, this is sweet, dude. I'm watching golf, and then I'm like, shit, I am old. Like that was the moment. But I mean, I love golf.
Yeah,
sports in general. Golfing, I mean, it's just as much of a mental game as any other sport.
It's tough.
The bar that I go to, it's basically right across the street from my house, and it's kind of home away from home, and I like to go in there. Like sometimes I get off work at 11, sometimes I get off work at 4, just depends, but I usually am pretty hungry when I get off, and I'll go in there and have lunch. And just by proxy of going in there and having all the old retired fuckers sitting around, I have to enjoy watching golf, because those TVs are permanently from 11 in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You do not if you take it off the golf channel, you will be crucified, 86'd, kicked out, sprayed with a fucking like the water bottle, like you do like a bad cat.
I have a question though. Remote. Like, we're talking about like the major leagues, right? The big leagues, right? As far as sports go. Are you into college a lot? Like, because I know a lot of people can follow like the NBA like religiously, easily, right? You know what's changing. You know when free agents are coming up, who's being traded. But in college, that seems like a different thing. And I think there's two types of people: the people who follow sports in the major leagues, and then people that are just like these college fanatics.
I'm not one.
Okay,
I mean,
me either.
When I was in college, I went to K-State, so I was at every K-State game. Mm-hmm. I knew exactly who was on the team.
Yeah.
When who was coming in, who was being recruited, and now I just don't. Like I said, I'll go to the games. I love the Utes. I love watching the games. I love tailgating. But outside of that, I'm pretty.
You guys might kill me on this, but like March Madness is not anything that I look forward to. I could care less, really.
I get like 18 people like, hey, join my bracket and did this and that. I'm like, I'm
cool,
basically just picking. At that point, I'm picking the colors.
Yeah, it's like I'm rolling the dice. I'm just cool. Hopefully these guys make it. And it's
this mascot can beat up that mascot.
Yeah, no, really, it's such a strange. I don't know. I like college. I just don't. Yeah. I respect it because they're not getting paid and they're doing it for the love of the game.
Well, they can get paid now.
Now they can. That's right. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well,
it'll be interesting.
I think that's a COVID.
Good for them, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. College is okay. I love watching it, but I'm just not a fanatic.
Kind of in Utah, I think we have like a bias towards that because obviously we don't have like a football team.
Yeah.
We've got the Jazz. We don't have a baseball team, but college is really big here.
Yeah.
And by all means, going to a Utah game, I think like at the U Stadium, you kind of feel like you're at a pro game. You know what I mean?
We got the bees.
Well, yeah. I mean, the bees do their thing. They launch fireworks at games sometimes. Those are fun to go to.
And can I say I went to a bees game 2 nights ago?
Oh yeah,
it was packed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Families. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, it was really a cool. I don't know. Like the last time I went to a Bees game, it was empty. It just wasn't. It was very scattered. People were kind of scattered around the stadium, but no, the entire lower bowl was packed.
That's awesome to hear.
And was it like Armed Forces night or
no?
It was a normal
night.
Some people will just go there just for the fireworks.
Yeah. No, that was a normal night. It was. We were playing Reno. I was like, who are these guys?
The radioactive, or the radioactives, or something
like that. Yeah. And I was just like, this is, we were just hanging out, having a drink, eating a jumbo dog, chilling, watching the game, and
there's something about like I have a hard time watching baseball. I used to love baseball, but with all the steroid controversy and fucking Barry Bonds, and Mark McGwire, and all that shit, and my baseball card collection took a fucking shit like my cryptocurrency wallet, But there's still something about going to the game and having like a fucking cold beer
and a hot dog,
a bag of peanuts, like throwing the shells on the ground. I mean, there's just something about that.
I bring my baseball mitt still.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting down like
pop fly.
in the pop fly area, I'm like, dude, I'm bringing my baseball gloves.
Yeah.
I don't care. And it's fun. I'll always love doing stuff like that. Like I said, you can still love going to the games. Like Utah. If you're not a college football, like if you're not a fanatic, damn. If someone offered me a Utah BYU ticket, even I don't give a shit. I'll go.
Yeah, of course.
Speaking of K-State, Big 12, BYU Big 12 now. Well, will be soon, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, BYU is going to be in the Big 12.
Really?
So now Kansas State, my alma mater, is going to be playing Brigham Young University,
which is
awesome. I'm stoked. Yeah, I'm so stoked. Like Are you
gonna go down to Lavelle Edwards and fucking wearing decked out in your fucking Wichita?
Honestly, I'm planning 100% to go and buy a mobile Pit Boss smoker.
Hell yeah!
And I'm gonna go and tailgate, and I'm gonna bring. I don't care if I'm the only one drinking in that tailgate. I'm gonna be I'm so excited.
I wonder how that works. Can you drink at the Lavelle?
I'm sure you can.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure. Wait, what? I'm sure you can't.
I'm sure you can.
Okay.
Like at the tailgate, I'm sure that they're not around there policing it, you know, but obviously in the stadium and things like that.
But much more. The technicality, like I've gone up to cops in the Utah tailgate and clearly shit tossed. And hey guys, give me a high five. And nope.
Get out of my face.
I actually have a video from the last time we went to a Utah tailgate of us convincing. He was on the show. I can't think of his name right now. Now I'm having a brain fart. But we were making weird bets that day. And we're like, yeah, go get some shoes from somebody, for a beer.
Derek. Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, a Utah tailgate, it seems like I've been there with you, and you get away with the craziest shit.
Yeah, it's like a fucking frat party. How is this cop not smacking me in the face right now?
But I also think kind of tailgating has that vibe, not necessarily that it's a frat party, but just like everybody's out there eating and drinking and whatever, And I'm sure that BYU is like, yeah, we know what's going on, but we expect our students to not participate in that.
There's other people because there's people that visit from out of state to go to those games. It's like you can't just tell them no.
Yeah,
it's still, you can still do it.
Let me know when you go. Yeah. I'll be there.
I'm so excited. Well, just to see my alma mater, and I'm hoping to get my buddies to fly out. Maybe, they've all been like, hey, we want to come visit Utah. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
When K-State plays BYU, let's freaking do it, guys.
That'd be awesome.
So I'm excited for that.
Is that going to be going into effect this year? Is it BYU?
That's 2 years. I think.
Okay. So they're still independent.
I think it's 2023. So maybe. I'm trying to think. Maybe next year. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. It's either this year or it's either 2023 or 2024. But I know it's really soon, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they kind of shit the bed when they decided to pull from the Mountain West. It was Mountain West Conference, right?
Yeah, independent was it was cool to see them play the teams they did. Notre Dame and all these, really cool.
But you can't get a BCA, or BCA, but BCS spot being independent, unless you're fucking just whooping everybody.
Big 12 starts 2023.
Okay, cool. That'll be fun. I'm excited for that.
What about soccer? Do you follow soccer at all?
I mean, it's kind of like college football. Yeah. I'll go to Real games. I'll watch them. I don't really follow them.
Dude, if you've never been to a Real game, go.
It is so fun.
It's super fun.
Yeah, I love them.
We were talking about this on break to fill the listener in on our conversation. It's kind of fun going to these. You said if I get a ticket, whether it's a concert or a sporting event or whatever, if I get a ticket or a homie hookup or whatever, I'll go to just about anything except for Kenny Loggins concert.
That was you.
Sorry, Sam.
Kenny Loggins is a national treasure, man.
At Chez's house.
Kurt fucking hates Kenny Loggins.
Chez has a framed picture of Kenny Loggins hanging up above his toilet in his bathroom.
Do you really?
Every time he pulls his cock out.
Wait, really? Oh, dude, I would. That'd be amazing. I sounded gullible there, but I really it would be cool. But people do that, so I have to be like, oh, really?
Every time. Let's not dive into that.
Kurt's
not a fan of Kenny Loggins because he wrote Danger Zone. And the original Top Gun movie, I think I'm not going to speak for you, Kurt, but I think that'd probably be your most hated movie of all time.
It is. I really hate the first Top Gun.
How come?
I thought it was shit.
Really? Is it just because of the acting or
Goose dies?
I mean, that was sad. That did make it. What about it? Maybe it was so bad.
So one thing
I don't
that
know, maybe
I know,
it was just an 80s movie. I get it, but
The technology, honestly, too, wasn't there. That's why I love this new.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
God,
good.
the new Top Gun was.
It was
awesome.
dope.
I thought the original
yeah.
was okay.
It was good.
If you listen to Quentin Tarantino, he'll tell you it's the gayest movie of all time, which is fine. It's his opinion. Have you ever seen that? Well, go Google that.
Okay, I'll have to watch it. No, I like the old Top Gun. There was definitely, I don't know, the acting was interesting, and I'd say that there was some like the new movie put some pieces together that were kind of confusing. Like they brought in what was the new girl, Patty or Pam or.
I just want to see her pop out a tit.
She was mentioned in the original movie.
She was,
yes,
but she was
as the admiral's daughter or the captain's daughter,
Yeah.
and they mentioned her name once, and then you're like, oh, okay,
The one that he
interesting.
did the flyby on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will agree with Kurt that like the scene where Tom Cruise is driving his motorcycle chasing the jet in the original Top Gun is it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, when he's like, yeah, fuck.
Shit. I'm trying to pull up IMDb and it pulled up a fucking video. Who was the fucking actress? I'm having such a brain fart right now. This is the third
me
time
look.
on this podcast that we've said.
If
brain
only we
fart.
had a fact checker, somebody whose job was to do this.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you have any shows, DJ, coming up or movies that you're looking forward to? You Marvel fans, Star Wars?
Jennifer
any of that?
Connelly.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jennifer
okay,
Connelly,
that's
yes,
her
thank
She's so pretty.
Still
Holy
does his
crap.
job.
Yeah, dude, I love all. I honestly, I have a Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Disney Plus, I probably pay way too much for all these subscriptions that I have, but it's so worth it. I love Star Wars. I'm a huge Marvel nerd, so I've watched every single Marvel movie that's ever
Multitude
came out.
of Madness just came out on Disney Plus.
Okay, did you guys like that?
Okay, I was with my girlfriend last night, and she wasn't really particularly interested in watching it, but I made her. But I've like 3 times tried to make it through. But from what I've seen, it's fucking badass.
It's what it's the title. It's madness. It's I don't know. I
haven't seen it yet.
It might be one of my least favorite Marvel movies, but I still liked it a lot because I loved the Captain America, Thor. I love all those, and I'm really having a hard time seeing where they're going to take the Marvel universe with these new characters. I'm excited for it, but I'm also like, man, it's hard to get away from these big 3, big 4, Iron Man, Thor. I guess maybe I'm not sure if he dies in this new movie. It sounds like he
Yeah, I just
moves
barely
on.
realized that Natalie Portman was in that movie.
Yeah, I think
Like
she
the other day, I'm
She's
like,
the
what?
new Thor.
She becomes
Yeah.
him now. I think he maybe either dies or moves on to some
Gotta
other
be
bigger,
something
greater
weird.
thing. But I don't know. This new movie was really violent. By the way, can we just talk about how crazy? Like,
Okay, I don't want to spoil too much
Yeah,
in
yeah, if you
case,
haven't seen
but I was watching. I got through almost to the end, and I was like,
yeah,
some motherfuckers are dying.
Yeah.
in a very bad way.
yeah. It
Like
was
the
really,
one guy's head explodes. And
yeah. I was like,
oh shit!
as a Marvel, I was like, Marvel movie. I was kind of
Disney.
like, wow,
How dare
this
you.
is kind of brutal, but it was also exciting to see because they brought in these new characters. They're clearly going to bring in Fantastic Four. Well, sorry, spoilers.
Yeah,
Fantastic Four and other really cool movies.
What they're trying to
leading
do
up to it.
All these
X-Men.
there's Sony, Fox, Marvel, Disney. All now
Combining all the universes together.
they're trying to like basically clean up all the timelines so they all work as one. And if you haven't seen the new fucking Spider-Man by now, spoiler in 3, 2, 1. They got all the fucking Spider-Mans together. They got Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland. All those movies were owned by different companies. Well, no, Sony and Marvel, whatever. But then let's put them all into this. Let's get all the Spider-Mans together.
Well, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I cried.
mean, it's a
That's how I felt about it.
marketing
I cried.
brilliant thing to do.
It's brilliant.
Like imagine the merchandise you're
Oh.
selling off of bringing those universes together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When
Dude,
it's all,
I was talking with some friends. Whoever came up with Minions,
Dude, that guy better be getting a rub and tug every night.
that's
Dude,
a cash machine.
it is so funny, and they're not even saying anything.
I have not
Yeah.
seen a single Despicable Me, Minions movie or whatever, but that's all I see. I see fucking Minions plush toys, Minions McDonald's Happy Meals, Minions commercials for the new offshoot of the Rise of Groot or whatever the fucking shit.
Sexy girl Halloween costume minions.
Minion, yeah.
And you're like, what?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does she have one eye?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
It's like
She's smoking a Swisher Sweet and holding a baby.
no, man. There's a lot of good movies out there. I'm excited. A lot of good shows. A lot of good movies. I'm a Marvel, Star Wars. I'm a nerd, man.
Are you all caught up on Kenobi?
So good.
Oh man.
You guys. Yeah, it's new, so I won't say anything. But you know what I'm talking about. The last
I haven't
episode.
seen it.
Oh, you haven't?
I'm a fan of Star Wars, but not like the level you guys are at. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch like Kenobi.
They're filling all the gaps.
Yeah.
Really?
With all these new movies on Disney Plus, like with Rogue One, and like they're filling every single question that we had of what happened between this time and this time. They're filling it.
So
man.
what's the plan for the Star Wars franchise then? I mean, if like Marvel
Shut
and all
it
the
down.
Boo.
Okay, apparently he doesn't like Star Wars either, or Top Gun.
Jesus Christ, you're just the most steak and potatoes motherfucker, aren't you?
He's like, you know what I liked? Married with Children.
That was a good show. Good
That's a
show.
good show, honestly.
No, I don't know, man. It should be interesting to see.
Do you think that they're getting? So we've obviously gotten all the movies, but you know they're gonna make another movie.
There's gonna be another. There's gonna be another trilogy, as you know. They'll probably take it from Rey's perspective, maybe, or there's a lot of hints of like other Jedis out there floating around during those newer 3 movies. So maybe they'll take it from another perspective.
Do you think they're filling the gaps in order to set them up to create that new trilogy?
Probably.
Yeah.
Dude,
probably.
I'm not going to spoil anything for Kenobi, but it's very common knowledge. If you haven't seen it, then you probably already tuned out of this episode. But just to watch, anytime you see Darth Vader, you're like, oh shit, because in like as far as iconic, like my girlfriend and most of the girls I know have never seen a Star Wars movie,
But you know who?
but
Darth
they know
Vader
who
is.
fucking Darth Vader is.
Yeah.
He is one of the most iconic characters of all time. And if you go back and you actually take his screen time from the first 3 movies, he's only got like 19 minutes out of like 7 hours of movie.
Yeah.
Same with Boba Fett.
Yeah. So just when you finally see him, like, oh fuck, we're on to business. So with this new show, Kenobi, Darth Vader's in it, and back in the 70, 79, 81, when those movies came out, Darth Vader was just, the CGI was, special effects was really clunky, and he's got this big costume, and he's really clunky, and you see him fight with this lightsaber. But now when you see fucking Darth Vader in this new show, he's like a fucking ninja warrior master.
Grabbing stuff and tossing things around.
I'm like, how the fuck do you not just rip Luke's head off?
It's insane.
In the first movie.
It's
Anyway,
insane.
Nerd alert.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember, he's in his prime in this one.
Yeah.
I like the CD's like, so he's got this ego on him that he's like, I'm really gonna nerd out, but then you have to like disclaim it afterwards. Nerd alert. Man,
Nerd alert.
cool. But I think that like that's really interesting that a character can have such little screen time. But I think that's actually what made Darth Vader the villain that he is.
Yeah.
It's like you only see him a few times, but you knew when you watched the original Star Wars, if Darth Vader shows up, shit's about to go down.
Oh yeah.
There's no question. You're like, oh shit. I don't think, and I mean they're doing it in a different way now. Like you said, now he's like a fucking ninja.
Yeah, it's exciting time with like movies and shows and stuff. I'm excited to see kind of where they take all these big names and see where they take, where they branch off.
I just don't want to see a crossover between Star Wars and Marvel, though.
No, please no. Yep, that's not.
Oh my god, that would be sacrilegious. You couldn't do that.
That'd almost be like,
dude, Thor just comes and fucking
it'd almost be like a
arm
super
wrestles Darth Vader.
like a Super Smash Bros type scenario.
I don't think they would. I didn't even think about that, but I don't think that they would have the balls to do that.
No.
There's no way. Like two totally different universes. Totally
Money
different.
talks.
Yeah.
I hate that. You're
Yeah,
right.
but they're both of those franchises are already cash cows. They don't need to. It's like skiing at Alta. They won't let snowboarders up.
Why? Because they're already making so much
Yeah,
money.
they
There's
don't,
no
because
point.
they're going to make the same amount of money whether you let snowboarders up or not.
Yeah.
So why not just keep it exclusive?
Very true.
It's a cash cow. Just like this podcast.
No, it's not. No, don't. I mean, it can be if you all want to give us some money.
Maybe, so shout out to our friends at American Forked Podcast. They have a Patreon. Maybe we should set up a little fucking Patreon.
Maybe that ought to wait until we do our
the
rebrand, which will be coming
that'd be
soon.
super awesome to launch and be like, hey, we rebranded, give us money. Like, how's the audience going to agree with that? Hey, guys, our rebrand costs a lot of money. How about you pay for it?
Yeah. Help us recoup.
Speaking
we
of
are
shout outs,
rebranding though.
I don't want to name him specifically, but one of our listeners, I just want to, I've, over the week and, people ask about our podcast and they're like, oh, so what is it? And they have all these questions and stuff. And I got a message from one of our listeners recently, and I'm not going to say his name, but he's probably going to know who I'm shouting out. I'm shouting out you, Mr. R. But
I kind of just want
Mr.
to
H actually, but
talking.
No, so what I take so much pride and passion with, we've been doing this now for 4 years and 224 episodes. When I receive messages like this, this particular listener, he says, "Hey CD, I'm just listening to the episode with Pat Bussey, and I appreciated this episode. I haven't gone through traditional addiction, but I have addictive tendencies, and I've gone through severe chemical dependency." And so anyway, he kind of writes this long, very heartfelt message. And he really, when we had Pat on, that was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And, Pat really put out his, a very transparent story of his story of addiction and what he's gone through and what he continues to go through. And I really I like hearing stories from our listeners saying I really liked hearing him just be so honest. And so I appreciate that. And we appreciate you guys and tuning into this podcast every week. And we hope you continue through our rebrand. And also want to thank you, DJ, for coming on for the third time.
You.
I totally thought I scared you off the last time you came on.
No.
He did actually talk to me, and he's like, "Dude, I think we scared DJ off." I don't feel like we did.
I just kind of have a potty mouth sometimes, and you kind of are a little bit in the spotlight. You won an Emmy, right?
Yeah. Well, a while ago. Yeah.
Your dad's on TV and shit, so
that's nice.
I just don't want to
Nah.
I don't want to taint the family name.
No, man. No,
I will show you my taint, though.
At least don't tell the audience how much we paid him to be here. They don't need to know that.
So,
they didn't pay me anything.
No,
you guys. I know you guys. It's an awesome podcast. You guys all always come and hang out with you guys anytime. I love being on the show. It's fun to BS with you guys and talk about cool stuff and have a beer, and I'll always say yes. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
No Mormons were harmed in making this podcast.
I'll let you know when I get that box of Grizzlies candy.
Heck yeah.
Bring the family.
Dude, I'm part of the podcast. I just wanted to come and
Hey, I was going there.
that would have been really obnoxious, I'm sure. But
See how you did scare them off.